Hi guys, this is Omer from MMORPG.com, and I'm going to do something a little bit different today. You guys asked for my top 10 favorite free-to-play MMORPGs on numerous occasions, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a top 10 list together for you guys, from 10 to number 1. Now, I did exclude a bunch of newer games from this list, and the list kind of includes my personal opinion as well as the game's player base and what I know about the game. But most importantly, my personal opinion. So here we go guys, top 10 favorite free-to-play MMORPGs. Alright, here we go guys. Number 10, Fiesta Online by Outspark. It's actually their first free-to-play MMORPG and by far their most popular. It's been around for quite a while now and has enjoyed numerous content updates. We got some gorgeous cel-shaded anime graphics and more. Alright guys, number 9, Fly for Fun or Flip for short. It's a free-to-play MMORPG by G-Potato, has been around for quite a while now. Level cap of over level 120 plus, you can fly around, which is the game's really unique aspect. You have a consistently updated game. Since release, it has enjoyed over 14 major content updates. You got PvP, dungeons, guild siege, overall lots to do. If you can look past the game's graphics, its aging graphics, it's still well worth checking out. Number 8, Grand Fantasia by Area Games. Now this is yet another anime-inspired sleek MMORPG. It has really great graphics, it's simple yet fun gameplay, you have plenty of quests. One thing I've noticed is you won't be grinding a lot randomly because there's a lot of quests to do. The game has an awesome sprite system, which is the game's pet system, so a lot to do with that. From lots of mounts, flying and land-based, and a PvP arena for those that want to prove how elite they are. Now, Grand Fantasia is a great game for those looking for an anime-inspired title. And number 7, Maple Story, Nexon's flagship free-to-play MMORPG. Side-scrolling graphics, has been around since 2004. Easily one of the most popular games out there in terms of player base. Over 95 million accounts worldwide. One of my favorite aspects about this game is it's updated so often. Since 2004, the game has been updated regularly, and it's enjoyed so many new content updates. There are so many classes in the game. They just added the Cygnus Knights and the Uran and the Dragon Tamer now. There's just so much to do in this game. You got the big boss fights as you're seeing right now. It's just an overall complete game. You got the end game, plus there's a lot of little stuff in the game that make it great too. The game changed a lot since I first played it. There are now plenty of quests. It's not nearly as grind oriented as it used to be. And you also have these neat little jump quests, which I really like in the game. They're like these platforming quests, and they've been around for a while, but they're still expanding on them. Maple Story is an overall complete game, but you have to look past its 2D graphics. Up next is number 6, Ragnarok Online, one of my first MMORPGs ever. It wasn't free to play when I played it, but I played on a private server along with half the player base. Nowadays though, the game is completely free to play on the Gravity's new Valkyrie server, so you no longer need to play on private servers to play for free. The XP rate is pretty low on there, but still, it's on the official servers, it's a lot of fun. As you can see from the video right now, the game is still really popular. I'm in Frontera right now, it's packed still, playing the game's awesome music. So one of the awesome pros about the game, great music. Another thing worth mentioning, it has some awesome variety in terms of playable classes. You have 4 different job advancements and a rebirth system. There's just so much to do in this game. It's been around for so long, and it's a totally epic game. You can see from the video right now, the War of Imperium in the game has some of the most intense PvP of any MMORPG. Up next, number 5, Perfect World, published by Perfect World Entertainment. It was one of their first games and still easily one of their most popular games. It has gorgeous graphics. It has enjoyed numerous content updates since release. There's just so much new stuff being added to the game regularly. You have 4 playable races, numerous PvP options from territory wars, guild battles, to open PK. You have a countless different in-game mounts, from flying swords to regular horses, to elephants, to leopards, to lizards. You got everything. You got an awesome soundtrack in the game, plenty of crafting options, a merit system, and one of the game's most innovative aspects is by far its character creation. You just have so many options to play with the customization. You can make your character look like anything. It's by far the best customization of any game out there, both pay to play and free to play. Experience rate is a little bit slow, but if you can look past that, the game is excellent, plenty of quests, and a lot to do. Alright, we're in the top 4 now, and number 4 goes to Allods Online, a relatively new MMORPG by G-Potato with gorgeous graphics that closely resemble World of Warcraft. The game has many unique monster designs, a unique Astral Battle PvP system, in-depth storyline, plenty of quests. This is one of those games where you won't be grinding, and instead you'll be following a quest line throughout most of the game. There are just so many quests in this game that you'll get one after another. Your quest journal will be full and full. It has many playable classes with over 20 different archetypes in the game. The game world is beautifully designed, it has that cool steampunk look to it. It has a solid interface, and one problem the game had when it first launched was a problem with the cash shop, but G-Potato largely addressed that issue. The game is developed in Russia with over a $12 million budget. It's one of the most expensive free-to-play games to develop, and it really shows. I mean, the graphics are top-notch, gameplay is silk smooth, it competes with World of Warcraft on a different level. Like WoW and many other games nowadays, two factions, the League and the Empire. If you're looking for a WoW alternative, then Alaz is your game. Up next, top 3, Atlantica Online by Endors. Now for sure this game belongs on the top 3 list because it's so incredibly unique. And if there's one thing really missing in the free-to-play MMORPG scene, is really uniqueness, because so many games copy each other nowadays, but Atlantica Online is really innovative. It plays a lot like traditional RPGs because it's turn-based. You walk around, you bump into enemies, and you go right into battle. It's turn-based combat, but it works remarkably well. It's not slow-paced either. You can add others to your party and get huge battles between boss fights and players now. The game has a whole bunch of playable classes through the game's mercenary system, so there's plenty of variety to be had. And the game has some of the best graphics out there. The graphics are absolutely gorgeous. The game world itself is massive as well. Quite large, a lot to do, plenty to explore. And I ignore the Final Fantasy music playing right now. It's not from the game, but you can see from the video right now. It's just a massive battle going on between this boss. The game has a lot to offer. It's one of the only few unique MMORPGs out there now. If you're looking for a turn-based game or just something new to try, then Atlantica Online is your game. Alright guys, number 2, Dungeons & Dragons Online, or DDO for short. It's by Turbine. It recently went free to play. Well, not recently, it's been over a year now. But the game used to be pay to play for a very long time, and they just released it as a free to play game, and the game has done amazing since then. Turbine has updated the game regularly. It has a huge player base. Experience rate is really low, but you get used to it. I mean, the game's level cap is only 20, but there's a lot going on here. Level 20 max level right now. But each level is broken down into multiple ranks, so it's not really a big deal. It's broken down to those little bits. The game has got so much content out there. What's really nice is all the dungeons can be run in multiple difficulty modes, and the harder the difficulty mode, the better the rewards. But it just really expands the game's content. Gameplay wise, you have instance gameplay because when you leave town, you're in an instance by yourself, and same with the dungeons. What's really amazing though is that when the game went free to play, the game's player base just exploded. I mean, before then, when it was pay to play, the game was almost ready to be shut down. But Turbine took the risk, they made it free to play, and the game has been amazing since then. Alright guys, number 1, Runes of Magic with a drum roll over here. Drum roll done by hand, didn't even add the music to it. Alright, this game is by Frogster Interactive and is incredibly popular. It looks a lot like World of Warcraft, that's not a surprise. The game can be classified as a WoW clone, and it wouldn't be unfair to say that. The game's graphics are just like World of Warcraft, kind of like Alaz Online. But the game just has so much content. The reason I put Runes of Magic ahead of Alaz Online is because it's been out longer. It's got so much more content. The game has so many different raids in it, a lot of different classes, really incredible dual classing system. You can mix and match between classes to create a really unique character. I mean, the game's dual classing system is something that I really haven't seen in any other game. I'm sure it exists, but it's done really well. So many different places to explore. It has instances. It's really the best WoW replacement out there, and it's completely free to play. I mean, with all these awesome games out there, I really can't imagine why people pay for games like World of Warcraft. Well, I can, but you guys know what I mean. I'm just trying to say that the free-to-play games out there are just getting better and better every single year. Anyway, guys, these are just my top 10 favorite games. I'm sure some of you will disagree with it, but ultimately these are all great games, and I just encourage you to try them all. Also, guys, if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. Just tell me which are your favorite games below. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get out of here, all 10 of these games are amazing. They're all well worth checking out. You can learn more about all of them or play them yourselves just on the link below really quickly. Read more about them, more screenshots, or just play them yourselves. Anyway, guys, this was Omer from MMOHut.com. Later.